Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we take a stack of sources, sift through the noise, and really pull out those important nuggets of knowledge for you.
That's the goal.
So today, we're diving into something that probably feels familiar, maybe, but it's actually changing quite rapidly right beneath the surface of your daily online life. Like, have you noticed finding your favorite creators feels a little different lately? Or maybe if you create stuff, your own content isn't quite reaching the right people like it used to.
Yeah, it's a pretty common feeling, I think, and it definitely points to a significant shift happening online.
Right.
And for this deep dive, we've gathered some, strategic insights into this evolving digital ecosystem. Really insightful stuff that helps us map out this new landscape.
Exactly. We're talking about what we've sort of identified as the post-algorithmic discovery landscape. It's about how we're moving beyond just traditional algorithms in, finding and consuming content. So our mission today, let's unpack this whole shift, try to understand why it's happening, and probably most importantly, what it means for you.
Right.
And your online presence, whether you're creating or consuming or maybe a bit of both.
Both sides of the coin.
Okay, let's unpack this. You've probably felt it, that subtle yet significant change in how content just finds you sometimes.
Yeah.
Those familiar patterns of discovery, they're evolving, aren't they? Beyond just the endless For You page.
Definitely.
It's what we're calling the silent algorithm shift.
And what's interesting, I think, is that this isn't really about algorithms disappearing completely.
No.
I mean, think of it less like they vanished and more like, well, maybe they've become so complex, or just the sheer volume of content is so immense.
Right.
That they're no longer the only gatekeepers, or maybe not even the main ones anymore. It's almost like they've, opened the door for human connection to step back in and fill a different need, a more perhaps authentic one. We're definitely moving towards something much more human-centered in how we find stuff online.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because this shift, it's creating entirely new pathways for content discovery, ways that go, well beyond that old black box of the traditional algorithm.
Totally.
It feels almost like a fundamental move from just like passively consuming to actively seeking things out.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. People aren't just waiting for feeds to serve them anymore. They're actively going out and looking for content in dedicated spaces.
Such as?
Well, we're seeing this pop up in niche communities, specific subreddits, Discord servers, specialized forums.
Okay.
These places are becoming trusted hubs where really passionate users actively, vet and recommend content to each other.
So it's like crowdsourcing the filtering.
Exactly. Crowdsourcing the job the algorithms used to do, but maybe with more personal relevance.
And that active seeking, it really feels like it's leading to this personal curation revolution. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like, individuals are gaining direct control.
Oh, absolutely. They really are. And the examples are kind of everywhere when you look.
Yeah.
Think about independent newsletters people subscribe to directly, or smaller private groups, even just personally curated feeds people build themselves. Right. These are all powerful tools, and they're effectively circumventing those big traditional algorithmic gatekeepers. Instead of just hoping the algorithm shows you something you might like, you choose. You get it directly from the source you trust. It's a real power shift back to the individual.
This also makes me think of a huge word-of-mouth renaissance.
Interesting.
That re-emerging power of just genuine recommendations. If algorithms are still there, why is word of mouth suddenly getting so strong again? What's changed?
That's a fantastic question. I think it's becoming increasingly valuable partly because of what people call algorithm fatigue.
Algorithm fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, people are just tired, aren't they? Tired of feeling like they're constantly being served content that doesn't quite hit the mark or maybe feels inauthentic.
Okay, I get that.
And this fatigue, it means content spreading organically from trusted sources like a friend or a respected curator just carries so much more weight now. If a friend tells you, hey, you have to check this out, you're far more likely to click than if a platform just, throws it in your feed.
Makes sense. Now, switching gears a bit, if you're a creator listening to this sounds like a pretty fundamental shift.
It is.
After years of trying to crack algorithm optimization, how tough is this pivot to what you call people optimization? It sounds like a completely different mindset.
It absolutely is, and that's a really crucial distinction to make.
Right.
Algorithm optimization, traditionally, it meant chasing trends, stuffing keywords, focusing on engagement metrics, anything to please the algorithm.
Yeah, gaming the system.
Pretty much. And often, let's be honest, maybe at the expense of genuine connection or even sometimes quality. In contrast, people optimization, that's about creating content that actually builds loyalty.
Yeah.
Through authenticity, through consistent value, through genuine connection with your community. It means asking yourself, does this really resonate with my audience? Not just, will the algorithm boost this?
That feels more sustainable, maybe?
I think so. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, success now seems to require embracing collaboration more, maintaining a presence across different platforms, not putting all your eggs in one algorithmic basket, and really fostering those direct connections with your audience, connections that algorithms simply can't disrupt overnight.
So it's about building something more resilient.
Exactly. Resilience is absolutely key in this new landscape.
Okay, so let's flip it back to the listener. If you're a viewer, a user, what does all this mean for you? How can you maybe start to, I don't know, reclaim your feed a bit?
Yeah, that's important too.
We found some really practical steps you can actually take, right, to start taking back some control.
Absolutely. You can start by just curating your follow lists more intentionally.
Like an audit.
Sort of, yeah. Pruning out accounts that don't really serve you anymore, focusing on those that bring real value. Using bookmarking systems to save the good stuff.
Okay.
Beyond that, you could even set up custom RSS feeds for direct access to sources you trust.
Oh, interesting. Like old school, but new again.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And maybe even scheduling some dedicated discovery time, actively looking for things, separate from just passive, endless scrolling.
Just being more deliberate.
Exactly. More intention.
And what's fascinating is, in this new landscape, apparently your shares, like when you share something, they actually have outsized influence now.
They really do.
It sort of turns you, the user, into a tastemaker, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You can genuinely build your reputation by curating content for your own circles, but doing it with intention.
How so?
Well, by becoming that go-to person, the one who always shares quality recommendations. You could even create personal collections to share with others. The point is, by actively curating your own content experience, you're not just improving your own feed.
Right.
You're actually helping to shape the discovery ecosystem for the people connected to you. It's a quiet but pretty powerful act.
So what does all this mean, looking at the bigger picture here? This transition to a more human-driven future.
Yeah.
It really seems to underscore both, I guess, the urgency and the opportunity.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it, if maybe we've been chasing the wrong metrics online for a while.
It's very possible. And this transition period we're in, it actually offers a pretty significant first-mover advantage.
For who?
For creators, definitely, but even for users who adapt early, people who lean into these human-centered discovery strategies first.
Okay.
And the data we've looked at for this, it's actually quite compelling.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, direct human connections, think shares, recommendations, they create approximately twice the engagement compared to content just delivered purely by an algorithm.
Wow, twice!
Yeah, we're calling that the 2x connection impact. And get this, an astounding 73% trust factor.
73%.
73% of users report higher trust in content they discovered through personal recommendations versus just algorithmic suggestions.
Those numbers are, well, they're incredibly compelling, aren't they?
Yeah.
What they tell us is there's this growing maybe fatigue, maybe cynicism towards just letting the platforms decide everything.
Right.
This trust factor isn't just like a rebellion against the algorithm. It feels like a more fundamental human need, for genuine connection and trusted sources, especially in this incredibly noisy online world.
So true.
And this really raises an important question, maybe the important question for everyone listening, which is, what is your call to action in this? How do you adapt? Maybe start today by investing more in community building, whether you create or just participate.
Yeah.
Focus on authentic creation if you make stuff, or authentic sharing, and build those direct connections. That's how you position yourself at the forefront of this, well, more human internet that seems to be emerging.
So to thrive in this evolving landscape, we've kind of identified several key strategies that really stand out from the insights.
Yeah, some practical takeaways.
First up, it seems really basic but crucial. Be a trusted resource.
That means consistently delivering authentic, high-value content if you're a creator. Content that truly resonates.
Right.
Stuff that encourages those genuine personal recommendations. Think about content your friends would actually send to you because it's that good, not just something you'd passively scroll past.
It's about earning that share, earning the trust.
Exactly, earning trust.
Okay, next, cultivate direct engagement. You mentioned this before. Actively build those relationships.
Yeah, crucial. And you can do this effectively through things like newsletters, private groups, even just meaningful direct interactions in comment sections or DMs.
Yeah.
These methods significantly reduce your reliance on fickle platform algorithms because you're creating direct lines of communication.
Lines the algorithm can't just suddenly cut off.
Precisely. It's like building your own digital real estate, independent of the platform's whims.
And then fostering niche communities, participating, building them.
Definitely. Nurture those specialized online spaces, places where authentic discovery and that powerful word of mouth can just organically flourish. These aren't just groups anymore. They're kind of becoming the new watering holes of the internet, where shared interests drive genuine connection and content actually flows because people care about it.
Love that. Watering holes. Okay, finally, collaborate strategically. Partnering up.
Yes. Partner with other creators, other thought leaders. People who maybe share your values or audience interests. It lets you tap into new, human-curated audiences. Expand your network in a way that feels organic and trusted, not forced by an ad buy. Embracing these shifts, being trusted, direct engagement, niche communities, collaboration, it really feels like the way to build a more resilient and, frankly, more impactful online presence for the future.
One that's less susceptible to platform mood swings.
Exactly. Less volatile, more sustainable.
So, to recap our deep dive today, the digital world, it seems, is really shifting, moving from purely algorithmic content delivery to a landscape that's much more human-driven, where your active participation, your genuine connections are becoming absolutely paramount.
It really does empower you, doesn't it? Whether you're creating content or curating it by sharing, your choices, your recommendations, they matter more than maybe they have in a long time. You're shaping not just your own online experience, but the experience of others, too.
So here's a final thought for you to consider, something to mull over. Imagine if everyone online truly started focusing more on intentional human connection and meaningful curation. How might that fundamentally reshape the internet? Could it unlock new possibilities for creativity, for community? Things we can't even really fathom today.
That's a powerful question to end on.
Something to think about. Thank you for diving deep with us today. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep being curious.